All right, folks, you're going to want to see this convo. Here's the exact convo I always talk about. This is the new Kwikflight bone when it came out. I basically made a video saying it needed update before folks purchase it. Obviously, INIBUILDS and Kwikflight didn't like that because that's going to take revenue away from them, but that needed to be done, okay? So he says, I don't think, this is the CEO of INIBUILDS right here, I don't think the expectation is clear about what Kwikflight does. They are a vendor. They provide cheap modules for complex jets for a fun experience. So you can see right there that, and then he says, the things you mentioned aren't bugs. I'm like, I don't know what you consider a bug, but here we go. I took the time. I'm not even being paid for this. I never do this in life. This is one time I did this. I said the nose wheel steering doesn't work. The sounds disappear on flybys. Simply not really acceptable for 25. The decals pop off the wings. Aircraft wasn't made with high attention to detail or high integrity to demand $25. The afterburners were atrocious. They needed a bit more fidelity and finely tuned for a more consistent burn. And then I say, for some reason, UBAIT, all of your products, including your airports, are frame rate sensitive. I can't use any of them. When the Kwikflight B2 Spirit launched, it needed to be optimized and took quite a while. Guys, we couldn't even fly that for months, and they have our money. They have our money, and we can't even fly this stuff back to back. So this is consistency on them. Consistent, poor performance. Overall aircraft stability and flight model seems to be erratic. LOD models are bad. And then I try to tell him, I say, developers that take what I say into consideration and implement the changes I experience, experience great results. The B1 is a military legend. We need a superior version as there is great demand for this. UBAIT. This Kwikflight bone was made a bit cheap. I'm telling you, man to man, that's my opinion. And you guys can redo that to read at your speed. But here's what I was really needed to hit home, and they never talked to me again after this conversation ever. I put the expectation for folks that pay money is to have a complete product always. This is $25, not cheap at all. UBAIT. This is one of the worst planes I've ever featured on my channel. The expectations and bottom line standards must be risen if quality is to be the focus and goal. Why would I do any of that? Because people want to judge me. They judge me all the time, which is perfectly fine because I have a $100,000 car and I strut around town like I'm the king of the universe. That's just, I have a ton of self-belief. My confidence is 190 out of 100. It's insane. Yes, I feel I'm like the absolute finest. But that doesn't like compromise my integrity. This is who I really am. This was behind the scenes nobody even knew about. Why would I do that? Does that look like a bitter guy? I have absolutely no gain. They gave me it for free. Zero gain. But I just felt like when it comes to integrity and honesty and character, I never yield for anybody. And few are willing to do what I do. That's why few will ever see what I see. But that's who I really am. And I believe in integrity and the absolute most dedication. There are times when I'm in the gym when I'm damn near in tears, either when I'm sick or whatever the case. I don't miss. Is dedication to be the absolute best, like to outclass everyone or die trying. That's the deal. And I wanted everybody to see this because I've spoke a lot about it. I've got the whole conversation. And this isn't the first time, guys, with like developers. They all came to me at one point and needed me to bless it more than anyone. I have 18,000 subscribers. There's people with 400,000 subscribers because they play the humble role. That's fine. There's no threat to watch them. I get it, like one way or the other. I can be, hard to watch for sometimes for people because it makes them insecure. I get it all. But I'm just saying, I have 18,000 subscribers and the next guy or gal might have 400,000 and all of them are coming to me. Every single one almost would come to me for my blessing because they know if I bless it, it's legit. Not a whole hell of a lot more to say. Make it a great day. Peace.